Hey, welcome to Travis Vibes. Today I'm going to check out opencode. It's an AI coding agent that you run in your terminal, very similar to Claude Code, which is my main driver right now for AI coding. But opencode is fully open source. I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. I follow Dax Rad, who's one of the main contributors on X, and I've been meaning to check it out for a while, so thought I would record a video with my first impressions while using it to build a feature on wepaint.ai, which is my free web-based AI paint and image editor. Check that out at wepaint.ai. If you're going to try out opencode, make sure that you go to the right GitHub repo. Unfortunately, there's some drama with Old Party that has another address, and it's also called opencode. So just make sure you go to SST/opencode. That's the proper one. Okay, so I will be installing opencode on Mac. So I'm going to use brew in my terminal. All right, easy enough. Let's try to start opencode. Nice. So one of the really cool things is if you are using Anthropic's subscription plans, they're different tiers, $20 a month, $100 a month, $200 a month, which is, I think, the best deal right now. If you're doing a lot of AI coding, then you're going to get your best bang for your buck with that subscription. And luckily, opencode does support that. So I have a Claude Max subscription, and I'm going to just be sent over to authorize on another window. So bear with me. I'm getting an authentication code that I'll paste in here. We are in. And you can already see that opencode, while it is in the terminal, does have a sleek look and feel. And one of what their selling points is a better visual experience than Claude Code. That'll be interesting to check out. Right now we're using Anthropic Claude Sonnet 4. With our Claude Max subscription, we also can use Opus 4, which is more costly but more smarter. The other thing to keep in mind is, and this is pretty important for my workflow when it comes to AI coding, build mode at the bottom you can see, and if I tab, I can switch to plan mode. So that's my typical process. Is I'll start in plan mode, I'll describe what we're going to try to accomplish during the session, and then I'll make sure that the plan that Claude Opus gives back aligns with what I want to do. Let's take a stab at building a new feature in wepaint.ai using opencode. This is where the fun begins. I want to add the ability to drag and drop an image file directly onto the canvas from my computer and have it appear as a new layer. Right now, default behavior in any web app, if you just drag an image, it's going to open up a new tab and show off this cute puppy. But we want that to instead have this canvas be fully drop zone for image files to make it just a lot easier. Right now, you can upload images by going to the upload tool here on the toolbox, but that takes more time, and I want to have another option. Let's get into opencode. First thing I want to do is move out of build mode down here into plan mode. Again, I always leverage plan mode. Even a small feature, I want to see how the model is interpreting my instructions before implementing. So we start in plan mode, and then also you can see right now we're using Opus 4. Okay, yeah, just wanted to check because when it comes to planning, I like to use Opus, which is their more powerful model. Now I'm just going to give a high level on what we're looking to achieve. Typing out what I want to happen from a user perspective, and also giving Claude Opus the connection back to the existing implementation for image uploads so that it doesn't try to re-implement the same logic that we already are using. That's always useful if you can point the model towards an existing pattern or implementation similar to what you are currently implementing. You're going to give it a big leg up on success rate. Okay, it's already ready to go. Implementation plan. Yeah, it's going to reuse the existing image upload logic, which is what we want. It's going to support the same image formats. So this looks great. So I'm going to drop into build mode and tell Claude to proceed. Another thing to point out that's useful up here, you can see, I will zoom in on this, 56.4K / 28%. That's really important to keep tabs on because that's the amount of context that's left in this session. Cloud models have a 200K limit to their context. So you don't want to be deep in a session where you're already hitting the full amount of what's left. And you have options. You can compact your context, but that really just attempts to summarize and smush everything that you've done in that session together to varying success rates. Also, there's research that shows that models perform more poorly once the context grows. So as you get higher in the amount of context that you've used, they don't always perform as well. So it's part of what we do currently as AI coders is manage the context window. So that is done by making sure that you're breaking out your projects into smaller pieces, implementing, short, small, bite-sized parts of your project, and then starting fresh with a new session on the next part of your project. With this feature, I think it's small enough that we should be able to achieve it in a single session, but we'll see, and we'll keep an eye on that. Okay, so I'm actually going to stop it from testing because I'd rather test it myself. I find that browser-based testing by these models is usually a little mysterious. I'm never sure what it's doing, so I'd rather just do the testing myself majority of the time. All right, time to test our new capability of dragging and dropping an image from our file system directly onto the canvas. And let's try, okay, great. So when I initially drag and bring this over, it's already giving me a preview that you can drag an image and drop it. That's really helpful. And it's telling us like what different file types are supported. So that's nice. And awesome. Yeah. So looks like it one-shotted this. Obviously I had to do more testing, all the different file types, thinking about edge cases, but the base functionality is already working, which is awesome. And now because I've got my image in here, I can use the AI tools built into wepaint.ai to do fun things like give it a different style or even, my own custom prompt, and then press generate. And we're sending this off to replicate.com's Flux Context Pro is the actual model that I'm using for this. And oh, look, we got a cute cartoon dog. So yeah, jumping back to my overall impressions of opencode, I'm really impressed by it. I think that it's on par already with Claude Code as far as, functionality, capability, and seems very familiar to me as somebody that's been using Claude Code a lot. And in some ways it's even better. I think the look and the feel, the UX, UI of their terminal editor is better. It's laid out with more white space. I haven't run into any issues. So I'm definitely going to continue to experiment with using opencode. It's more flexible in what models it supports. You can use OpenRouter to get access to hundreds of different models. I definitely recommend checking it out for yourself. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was helpful. Please like and subscribe and share and comment. Thanks a lot.